Okay, boys and girls, we're going to be talking about using a tape measure today. So we know about inch rulers, and they're 12 inches in 1 foot. And we know about yardsticks. A yardstick is made up of 36 inches, and there are 3 feet in 1 yard, because 12 inches plus 12 inches plus 12 inches is 36. And now we're going to be talking about tape measures. And you would use a tape measure to measure something really big. For instance, a football field. You would use a tape measure. It would take too many yardsticks to lay down. So basically, that's what this lesson is. And if you stay tuned, I'm going to sort of cheat our way through it, because there's so many things that you won't be able to go outside and measure. And so if you listen up, I'm going to make this short and sweet. In box 1, I want you to tell me something you would measure using an inch ruler. Something you would measure using an inch ruler. Maybe somebody said your pencil. So you could do a pencil or a pen or a book. So I'll write pen, book. Some of you might like to draw a pen or a book, and that's fine. Now tell me something that you might measure with a yardstick, and that's what we'll put here. Maybe the length of my door, okay? So maybe the classroom door. Maybe you want to know how long your mom or dad's vehicle, their car is, so maybe a car. There are many other things. And then let's think of something bigger that we might measure with a measuring tape, okay? With a measuring tape. I'm sure you have seen your parents with a measuring tape before out measuring things. So what's something? I said football field, that's something. So I'm going to write football field. Maybe you want to measure the basketball court. Maybe you want to measure how long your driveway is, or how high your house is. So you would use a tape measure for all of those things. Okay, let's go to the next page. Okay. All right, boys and girls. Basically, you are going to tell me, are we going to use a ruler, a yardstick, or a measuring tape to measure these items? So what would you use to measure an eraser? What would you use? If you said ruler, you are correct. And I'm not even going to make you measure it. What would you use to measure the width of the hallway? The width of the hallway, what would you use? If you said yardstick, I'm going to put YS for yardstick. That is correct. If you said measuring tape, I'm going to put MT. That is fine too. I would take either answer. Which tool would you use of these 3 tools to measure a hand? That's right, ruler. You would use the inch ruler to measure a hand. Okay, let's go to the next page. This is going to be short and sweet. All right, what would you use to measure the Kleenex box? Which one of these tools would you use to measure the Kleenex box? If you said ruler, you are correct. What about this is the width. What about the width of the lockers? What would you use to measure the width of the lockers? Yardstick? You would probably use a yardstick. If you said measuring tape, I would accept that too. Yardstick or measuring tape? I can't quite tell what that is. What is number 6? Oh, a glue stick. A glue stick. What would you use to measure the glue stick, boys and girls? Yes, an inch ruler. An inch ruler. What about this swing set? If you wanted to measure this swing set, what would you use to measure the swing set? If you said yardstick, that is correct. If you said measuring tape, that is correct too. Either one, yardstick or measuring tape, I would accept. What about how high the desk is? Do you think the desk is going to be 3 feet? Do you think the desk will be this high? They're a little under this. So I believe the best choice is going to be your inch ruler, okay? Your ruler. And it wants to know if you are just measuring 1 square tile on the tile floor, what would you use to measure 1 square tile on the tile floor? What would be the best tool? If you said ruler, that is correct. If you said ruler, that is correct. All right? If you want to find some of these items and get the exact measurement, that is great. But I knew some of you would not have access to these items, like the lockers or whatever, or the swing set. Okay? So, let's move over here to the word problems. Ethan measured his foot with a yardstick. What other tool would have been a better choice? Okay, so he measured his foot with the yardstick, and that's fine. It's going to kind of be big. But what would have been a better choice to measure a foot, your foot? What would you use? Yes, you would use an inch ruler. Boys and girls, how many inches are in 1 foot? That is very important that you know this. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. It is very important that you know that 3 feet make a yard, and a yard is 36 inches. I keep saying that, but that is really what I want you to get from these measurement lessons. Aisha measured her backyard with a ruler. Curtis measured his backyard with a yardstick. What other tool would have been a better choice? Explain your answer to a friend. Well, we've learned about 3 tools, guys. Which one did they not mention that would have been a great choice? Yes, the measuring tape. The measuring tape. Because you use a measuring tape to measure things that are much bigger than 3 feet. Now, we know the yard, his outside backyard, is going to be much bigger than 3 feet, right? So a measuring tape right here would be the better tool, the best tool. Omar laid 6 yardsticks end to end to measure his driveway. He said it was 6 feet long. Tell why Omar is wrong and make it right. Well, is he right or wrong? If he did 6 yardsticks, would that be 6 feet? No, that would be wrong. We know that each yardstick is 3 feet, right? So this yardstick would be 3 feet, and this yardstick would be 3 feet, and this yardstick is 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 3 feet. So how many feet long, let's just put some plus signs in there, is Omar's backyard? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. His yard is going to be 18 feet. He counted the yardsticks as 1 foot, didn't he? And that's not right. Each yardstick is going to be 3 feet. Now, boys and girls, what I want you to do on the homework page is just what we did. Excuse me. I want you to tell me what tool you would use to measure the items, and then I want you to work the word problems. All right, get going.